Okay, make sure audio's working. Okay, make sure. All right, it's good, and we're ready to go. What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Malin. Welcome back to the Madden 26 Pittsburgh Steelers Rebuild live stream series. We are on part number 2, and we're getting ready to start the 2026 season with a new face of the franchise at quarterback, Fernando Mendoza. That's right, the Heisman winner. We drafted him in the first round this year with our first round pick. We still have Mason Rudolph and Will Howard as our backups. Our running back room is still looking the same. We've got Jalen Warren, Caleb Johnson, Jan Miller, who we drafted from Alabama, and Lou Nichols. Our fullback, Kyle Juszczyk, we picked him up in free agency. Probably going to be his last year in the NFL, if I'd have to guess. I was on the fence about whether I wanted to, pay for an 85 fullback, but I said, you know what? He's one of the best of all time. 13 years in the league. This will probably be his last year anyway. Wide receiver room, we have DK Metcalf. We did sign Jahan Dotson in free agency. There really weren't upgrades at receiver. I might be looking at in the draft this year to maybe look at a receiver for a rookie. Because DK Metcalf being 85 is good, but we don't have anybody else in the 80s, and there's a little bit to be desired. We did draft Jacoby Lane, but there might be a better receiver in the draft to give us more hope there. We have Roman Wilson still here, Skoranek still here, Jarrett's still here, and Powell. Pat Freiermuth, Washington, and Jonnu Smith. Those are our tight ends. Our left tackle is new, Brady Christensen, one of our free agent signings. We did draft Emil Wagner, who I'm hoping can develop into a starting left tackle. I did pick up the fifth-year option on Broderick Jones, but probably not going to be getting any kind of long-term contract because we have Wagner, who we drafted, and I'm looking at him to be the possible future left tackle. Left guard, Austin Corbett, 76 overall. He was another free agency signing. Zach Frazier's still here, one of our best offensive linemen. Driscoll's going to be his backup. McCormick, 76, is still here. Cole Strange is a guy that we signed to be his backup. Our right tackle, Troy Fontau, Calvin Anderson, and David Sharpie. Left edge rusher is still looking the same. We got TJ Watt, Jack Sawyer, but we did draft David Bailey from my Texas Tech Red Raiders, even though it says Stanford, but we did draft him. Coming in at a 7-2 overall, I don't know how much he'll develop, but for depth, I think that's pretty good. DeMarvion Leal is the fourth edge rusher at the left side, and we still have Alex Highsmith and Nick Herbig. We did sign Sebastian Joseph Day at defensive tackle to be our new starter there. We still have Benton, Harmon, Lee, Capehart, who was a guy we drafted out of Clemson, 69 overall coming in as a rookie, and Black is going to be the last guy. Our new Sam linebacker, we only have one. Devondre Campbell is the guy there. We have Patrick Queen still here, Malik Harrison, and Bruner. And Peyton Wilson is going to be our new starter. He was with the team last year, but he wasn't a starter, so he's a 75 overall. We have Mauga as his backup in our cornerback room. We still have Jalen Ramsey, Joey Porter, Eccles, Kent. We did draft Ephesians Prasak out of Washington. Coming in at a 68 overall is not too bad. Hopefully he develops a little bit. Free safety we did sign. One of our biggest free agent acquisitions was Ardarius Washington. We signed him to be our new starting free safety, but we did draft Michael Taffy out of Texas, 67 overall, maybe a future starter. Strong safety, we still have Deshaun Elliott still here and Kyle Duggar. Joey Sly is our kicker, and Jake Bailey is the punter, and Kuntz is the long snapper. So that is our roster for year 2 of the rebuild. And as far as training camp, I'm going to see if maybe I can, I'm actually going to kind of bypass this as well as the preseason. So let's go ahead and get through training camp preseason. Let's get the roster trimmed down and get ready for the 2026 season. Normally I don't really do, preseason or anything like that. Looks like we won a 9-3 game against the Vikings in Mendoza, what would have been Mendoza's debut, despite the fact that it's not regular season, but still. And we beat the Packers in week 2 of the preseason to go to 2-0, and we have the Giants to close it out. I'll go ahead and do this OTA storyline. Why not? New home, Fernando, big plans. It's an honor. Focus on your development. Let's go ahead and simulate through the final preseason game against the Giants. All right, and now we got to trim the roster down. First things first, let's go ahead and take a look at the injury report and see if we picked up any injuries in the preseason. Hopefully we didn't. Well, Bruner is week to week with a broken finger. Our left tackle, who we just signed, Braden Christensen. Well, you know what? This is why we drafted that rookie. So let me make sure that Emil is starting. So, yeah, Emil Wagner, you're in. You're in. Got to cut 12 players. So this may take a little bit. We have 3 quarterbacks on the roster right now. I like to keep 3 active. By the way, Fernando Mendoza's gotten up to a 76 after just a preseason. So that's good to see. I think he'll develop quicker. Nichols, we can definitely cut you. We have 3 running backs. I like to keep all 3. Still got to cut a bunch of guys. How many receivers we got? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Powell, you can definitely go. I like to keep 6 receivers active if possible. Skull, we can definitely cut you. And I think 3 tight ends for now. We'll come back to that. Don't have a whole lot of depth. Well, we kind of do over here. Yeah, Sharp, you can go. Edge rushers, we got a lot of them on the left side. I'm going to go ahead and cut Leal. So David Bailey actually has gotten better than Sawyer already. So he's going to be the backup on the line. Have a lot of defensive tackles, so we're definitely going to cut some of these guys. I'm going to go ahead and put Black on the practice squad. I'm going to move Lee to the practice squad. I'd like to keep Cape Hart on the active roster because I don't want to risk losing him. Harmon actually has gotten a little bit better. I don't want to cut Benton and get a penalty, though. We still got to cut 5 guys, 5 guys. We got probably a lot of extra corners. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Yeah, I think Jameson and Hardy, both of these guys can go. So I'm going to make 3 cuts. Castro will definitely move you to the practice squad, sir. And we still have to waive 2 guys. Waiver cut 2 guys. All right. Jared, I'm just going to go ahead and cut him. We have 5 receivers on the roster right now. I don't want to risk moving Sawyer on the practice squad, but at that rating, somebody's going to pick him up. All right, I'm going to take a risk and put Cape Hart on the practice squad. I'm hoping that nobody claims him, but we'll see. We're taking a risk by doing that. So, going to do some upgrades for Mike Tomlin. Got our roster in place for our final 53. Get ready for the regular season. Get ready for the rookie season of Fernando Mendoza as a Steeler, not as a Raider. Okay, well, good thing is nobody's claimed any of our guys. So let me go ahead and let me go to the download center really quick because I feel like there might be a better draft. 2027 full. Don't know if this is one that I've already downloaded, but let's go ahead and do this roster. This one probably will be pretty in-depth, if I'd have to guess, for Levitt, we got Allen, we got Raiola, Lagway, Sayin. Yeah, looks pretty good. All right, cool. Okay, so we're at 53 guys. Let me check the depth chart before we start out because we got some rookies that are starting to kind of separate themselves a little bit. So kind of want to have the best, obviously, out there. DK Metcalf is hurt. Wow. Man, so we're going to be starting the season with no DK Metcalf. I'm going to auto-reorder the depth chart for now. Okay. Wow. Metcalf is hurt to start the season. That's not good. And TJ Watt is hurt too? Wow. So we're going to walk in there with opening day with, like, arguably our two of our best players injured. Hopefully this isn't an omen for how this season's going to go. I'm going to have to check the injury report and see what's going on over there. Definitely got to go ahead and check that. Jim Miller, I think, is kickoff and punt returner. Jacoby Lane. Yeah. All right, let me check here. Let me check the injury report. So DK Metcalf is week to week with a hip pointer. TJ Watt has a back strain. He's week to week. The biggest but you know, okay, so Brady Christensen tore his Achilles. Man, a guy that we signed and he tears his ACL in the preseason. Well, that's not good. Well, it looks like we're starting out the season with some of our guys being hurt. So we're going to simulate to the middle of the season and see where this team is at. I'm hoping we're not going to have, you know, too many injuries haunting us, but it may be one of those seasons. Okay, we're 5-1. So despite the injuries that we've had, we've actually started out pretty well. Let me see what the standings are. Okay, we're second in the division behind the Ravens, who are 6-1. So once again, you know, kind of like I suspected, as long as Lamar Jackson is fully healthy, it's going to be a dogfight with those guys. I had a feeling that that was going to be the team we were going to be competing with the most, at least in this first full season, I should say, for a division title. So got a lot of upgrades for Mike Tomlin there. So now we get ready to play the Patriots. Let me check the injury report at the midpoint of the season. We have nobody hurt, so everybody's back from injuries, so that's nice. Now let's take a look at the negotiating. We have $66 million. We do have some guys that I probably am going to be looking to keep. Benton, I don't know about, though, but you know what? Sebastian Day, I think, is only on a one-year deal, right? Yes, he is. Okay. So I kind of want to go with... I might want to try to see if I can get Benton to at least stay. But I definitely want to upgrade defensive tackle for sure. But I think two guys... I mean, Patrick Queen doesn't really want to come back. His interest meter is very low. But Joey Porter definitely wants to come back. Excited to sign. Great. It only drops down to $56 million, so we still have some money to spend. I mean, and again, I didn't spend a whole lot of money in free agency the first off season, so do have some to spend. I mean, an 80 overall linebacker in Patrick Queen. He's still only 27 years old. I do think that he might be worth keeping around. Benton, I'm still kind of torn about. How old is Day? Day is 31. I think I'm going to try to keep Benton just for depth. He's excited to sign for that. Great. Okay, so we got him. Now we're down to 44. Herbig is really a backup edge rusher, so not Darnell's a backup. You're a backup. You're kind of a one-year rental. We may try to go and get better at left guard if there's a guy that's available who's better, or we may just sign Corbett again, but let him hit free agency and then take a look at that. Sebastian Joseph Day, I think I'm just going to let walk. You know, he's 31 years old, and I really want to try to get an actual better upgraded defensive tackle than him. There wasn't much out there this first off season, but there might be something better this off season coming up. So I don't want to sign him and then not do that. Campbell is, not very good Sam linebacker. Juszczyk is probably going to retire, so I'm not really flirting with bringing him back until after the retirement period. And both our kicker and punter, honestly, I think I can let hit free agency. This may be a weird thing. Troy Fontal, fifth-year option for him. Right tackle, 78 overall. I might just accept the fifth-year option on him just for depth purposes. I might do that. Now, Kuntz, like I've done before, long snapping, long snappers are hard to come by, so I'm going to go ahead and sign him so that way we don't get stuck like that again. Queen, I'm still on the fence about. I think I'll come back to him later on. Let me see. Can I actually adjust salaries now because of the contracts that I've given out? Kind of want to see if I can do that. Okay, Joey Porter's a guy that we just signed him a new deal. You can actually restructure his deal and free up a little bit of money, which is good. Benton, I think, was somebody else, right? Benton gave him a new deal, and we can immediately restructure it to free up $400K. I think the other guys that I signed, though, I'm going to go position by position. Mendoza's up to a 77. What about the other rookie? What about that left tackle? Is he getting any better? Okay, well, he's actually the same as Broderick Jones right now. What about Bailey? Well, he's at a 76, which is 3 points higher than what he came into the season as, so there's progression there. He's better rated than Sawyer right now. Yeah, honestly, even Harmon is better than Joseph Day right now. So, yeah, Joseph Day is definitely not going to be coming back. I'm definitely going to let him walk. Who else did I resign for a long deal? The long snapper, but he's only here for 1 year, so yeah, I'm not going to restructure him or worry about it. Okay, we're still at $42 million. So I think I'm going to come back to Queen maybe later on at the end of the season. Actually, you know what? Let's just see what we can do. Let's see about the neutral deal first. Okay, so he wants more money. That would drop us down to $32 million if we were to go just with that. So if we go higher, we're looking at probably overpaying too much. So you know what? It might not be worth it to give Queen that much money. Middle linebacker, Mike linebacker, that maybe that would be a position that we address possibly in the draft. As much as I'd like to keep Queen, and then again, maybe there won't be anything too much better out there in free agency, but we'll see. If push comes to shove, we'll just try to get Queen to come back. Let him hit the open market, renegotiate with him when he hits free agency, and see if we can get him to come back. Okay, so back to football. We're going up against the Patriots, who are 5-2. They got the same record as we do. We're 1 game back, but the Ravens have played 1 more game than we have, so we're kind of fighting with them for the division title at this point, and we beat the Patriots by 1, but unfortunately we have a new injury. Jaylen Warren, our starting running back, is out with an upper arm fracture 2 to 4 weeks. Oh, goodness. I got to take a look at our depth. I know Jam Miller is not, no, yeah, it's Caleb Johnson who would be starting games right now. Oh, goodness. I just feel like I got to go out and get another running back. This guy, Vidal, is on the Giants practice squad, so we might actually be able to get him for something that isn't too crazy. So, yeah, Vidal, who I know, I think he used to play for, I believe he used to play for the Chargers, if I recall, if that's the same Vidal I'm thinking of. So, yeah, Vidal comes in and is automatically our best running back. So, that does mean that we're going to have to cut somebody or send somebody down to the practice squad, which, is, the toughest thing about this. Okay, so how many corners do we have? I feel like we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Well, that's going to be a penalty. I'm gonna put Kent on the practice squad. Let's be weekly awards. We got some award winners. Mendoza got AFC Offensive Player of the Week. 240 passing yards, 3 passing touchdowns. He was sacked 3 times. He had 8 carries for 35 rushing yards. I mean, Mendoza's got some mobility, so he's got a little bit of a dual threat in him. Not something to like the level of Michael Vick, but it's something. Gives us a little bit of an extra dimension. So I feel like I need to think about that when I actually finally get some, legitimate Fernando Mendoza gameplay in here for you guys. Because believe me, I'm getting gameplay during this episode, whether we make the playoffs or not. So you're going to see Fernando Mendoza gameplay in this video. All right, well, this is probably Have we already played the Ravens this season? I need to take a look at the schedule here. Have we already played them? We have played them and we lost by 21 points. So, honestly, this game against them, this game actually, in my opinion, is probably pretty big. How many more? What's our standings right now? We're second in the division. We can't see the playoff picture, I think, until week 12. But you know what? The Ravens are our toughest competition in this division. If we beat them, we would probably be able to at least maybe put ourselves in a little bit of a better position in the future. So I'm going to jump in and play this game against the Ravens. Let me check the injury report first before we go in and play. So I know Warren is out. We don't have any other injuries. So yeah, we're going to play the moments. So my first Mendoza gameplay is going to be right here. Playing at home. Rivalry game against the Ravens. 6-1. They're 7-1. We beat them. We might have a chance to win this division down the line. It's going to at least allow us to put ourselves in a better position in the future. So here we go. And we're backed up at our own goal line. So here we go. Got a backup running back in here in Vidal. We need to get off the goal line. And we only get 1 yard on the first play. All right, we got a little bit of breathing room. We want to go with something short to the outside. Right, there we go, Dotson. All right, and he gets the first down to get us out of trouble. All right, that was a... Did you catch that? Yeah, he did. Great job, Dotson. Washington back at tight end makes the catch, gives us another chance. Let's go.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Counting down toward the midway point in corner 1.
I mean, hopefully Warren is going to be back after 2 weeks. Roquan Smith just obliterated Vidal right there.
To push forward here on 2nd down and 11. They'll set up a throw.
All right, there we go, Fryer move. That's a big completion we need right there.
But not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 3.5 to go, first quarter. They go play action here.
On DK. DK Metcalf on the out route, first down. Nice.
And he's brought down. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. Here's a play fake as they set up the throw.
I scrambled a little bit with Mendoza. Kind of got out of trouble there. Kind of panicked a little bit, sure, but wanted to go to Metcalf, but I didn't trust myself. Especially because Mendoza is still like only at a 76.
That's good for a first down. His second catch.
Not sure what his numbers are looking like in his rookie year so far. He might not be in the running for rookie of the year just yet. But we get a catch with Jacoby Lane and the other rookie receiver we drafted. First down. Got a chance for a score here. Let's go.
5 yards from the end zone, 1st and goal.
Over the middle. Come on. Get in there. Touchdown, Jacoby Lane. Rookie to rookie. Big opening drive. And we're here on defense. Stop Lamar Jackson somehow. Oh, man. He's always a nightmare to deal with, even in, these rebuilds. Whenever I face Lamar Jackson, it's always a challenge because you just don't know what he's going to do. And this Ravens team is stacked. I mean, we're talking Derrick Henry, Isaiah Likely, possibly Mark Andrews still. Yeah, it looks like maybe that. No, that's not Mark Andrews. He's 81. That guy's 88. If I get there to get Bateman down. Instead, he picks up the first.
His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
Almost like the play clock expired there. And we can't get to the edge at all, and the Ravens walk in for a touchdown. Back and forth affair. Okay, we got a 3rd down and 5. Almost to the 2-minute warning here in the second quarter.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
Metcalf. Open Metcalf. Great first down that we need. There we go. Good throw by Mendoza.
Drop him.
All right, let's try the screen pass here. We haven't thrown one of these all game. All right, 2-minute warning, though. Tied at 7. We're in field goal range already, so we have that in our hip pocket, but I really want to end this drive with a touchdown.
Now they work on 1st and 10.
Got to keep the pressure on Lamar and the Ravens. Go, Mendoza, go. Oh, my goodness, it was so wide open, and he easily walks in for the touchdown. Let's go, Mendoza. He's got 1 throwing and 1 in the air. 1 throwing and 1 rushing. I don't know what I was saying there. 1st down. Ravens are knocking on the door, though. We got the ball to 17. They're trying to score before the end of the half. Don't get too far from that.
From the gun, Jackson.
And Bateman slips past and scores. Tie this thing up. Okay, they're still giving us a moment here at the end of the half. We still have all 3 timeouts, but we got to go deep. Got to go deep to maybe try for a field goal. Oh, that was nearly a pick twice. Oh, man.
Two extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Dotson with a catch. Let's go. Timeout. What a catch. All right. Still got a little ways to go for a field goal. We don't have Chris Boswell anymore because he retired, so but Jacoby Lane with the moves. Let's go. I'm going to try to go quickly, no huddle here. Maybe I shouldn't have done this. I probably honestly should have. You know what it's called? I don't like the play options that we had. I'm just going to call it timeout. We should have 1 left, but we can at least get a field goal. Take that of this. This is going to be a little closer, but.
And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
All right. I think this is as far as we can go. So I'm going to let this clock tick down until like 2 seconds and then kick a field goal to end half. Timeout. All right, final timeout. Let's get a field goal to end it. All right, final time. 37-yard attempt.
2 ticks left here in the half. On is the field goal unit. From the left hash, this from 37.
Money. All right. Well, that's what I was looking for. Just wanted to get some score at the end of the half. That catch by Dotson was huge, and that gave us a chance. All right, back on defense here. Although, you know, the Ravens could easily score a touchdown here and put us in a tough spot again.
To throw is Jackson. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
First down on us. And the Ravens score to take the lead. We're back on defense. We don't do anything on offense. We're in a little bit of trouble here. Still the 3rd quarter, but you got to make stops. Can't keep letting them score at will on us. Second down. Oh, get the fumble! Oh my goodness! I just hate that so much that we can never recover a fumble, no matter who it is. Oh no, and T.J. Watt's hurt.
Now a timeout called for by the
defense. All right, at least it's like 3rd and forever.
We take a break.
Off the field, guys. Okay, good. That was a short dump off. Well, at least we were able to hold him to a field goal. We got that sack fumble, but we didn't recover the fumble, which stinks. And that's the end of the third quarter. The Ravens are up by 4. They're going to kick a field goal and basically go up like by a touchdown. And we gotta respond after this. If the sim will let us do it, I don't know if they will. But we'll take a risk. All right, Ravens get a field goal. They're up by a touchdown. We're back on offense. We got a 3rd down and 5, and we need to convert this.
For this defense, 4th quarter, close game. 3rd down. Here we go.
Dotson, oh, you're so wide open, and he's gone. Touchdown, Dotson, let's go. Big time clutch touchdown right there. Tied back up. And our defense makes a stop. Got 3, just under 3.5, but we got a 3rd down and 18 yards to go. DK, come on. Oh! Oh, he had a stop. Mendoza, he just hit him. Oh, he's still running. Man.
They took the big shot, but it winds up incomplete.
It'll be a 51-yard punt then.
They're going to let us have this whole defensive possession.
The Ravens offense and Lamar Jackson set to take over once again. And he continues to show off his ability to run.
Derrick Henry didn't get too far.
Opportunity is right. He is the NFL leader in rushing yards from the QB position. Jackson.
Oh my God. I can't make a tackle. Taking just horrible angles on that entire play right there. Now we're at the 2-minute warning. We absolutely do not need to let that big play happen.
2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. This is 1st and 10.
Oh my goodness, and Lamar Jackson just outruns the entire defense the next play. He is a cheat code. He is Michael Vick from 2004 sometime in this game.
He's back to throw.
Out of bounds. We have all 3 of our timeouts left.
He's going to get out of bounds.
We need to score just to tie this thing up and maybe hope for overtime.
And save a timeout.
Oh my goodness.
Can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
I was trying to scramble up the middle, but just didn't open it. DK, great. Oh my goodness, you have to catch that, man. I hit it right. I hit you right in the chest. Oh my goodness. That wasn't even close. Now it's...
And that's the downside of taking these big shots because they're definitely lower percentage plays. And now you look up and it's 4th down. So not only do you have to worry about getting big yardage,
why was that low? Oh, that's game. We might have all 3 timeouts left, but we're up by a touchdown. It's going to run the clock. We might get the ball back with like less than 30 seconds left. But we're not going to have much time to get it. We're just playing the run the entire time. It's probably like Lamar Jackson QB sneak or hand off to Derrick Henry. It's either one of the 2 right here. If they pass the ball, I don't know what they're thinking. All right, timeout. Yeah, 1 timeout left. We're going to have some time, I think, but if we don't stop here, forget about it. They might actually be passing. They actually might. So you know what? I'm going to cover it. Yep, they are. And we can't... And that's our last timeout. Yeah, game's over.
And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
First down, Baltimore.
That's our last time. Oh boy, yeah, they're just going to take a knee. At least they're being good sports about it. Well, in both games against the Ravens, we've lost, although this one was way more competitive than the first game, because the first game score I showed you guys, I think we lost like 20 or 34-8 or something like that. So at least we were more competitive in this game at home. I thought Mendoza played pretty well. Dotson and Lane, I believe, had over 100 yards receiving. But I think if there's one thing that game showed, at least with me playing through it, is that if we want to beat the Ravens, we're going to have to get better in some ways. And it might not be until next year, if I'm being brutally honest, because it honestly kind of really looks like that we might be, a year away. And I mean, the rest of our division is not that great, but the Ravens now are 2 games ahead of us. The Browns are 3-5. Bengals are 2-7. We might be able to make the playoffs as a wild card team potentially, but in order to get kind of better home field advantage in the future, we're going to have to find a way to beat the Ravens. So that's the only thing that I have concerns about down the line. So anyway, let me check the injury report really quick, because I know T.J. Watt got hurt in that game. Jam Miller also got hurt. He has a back strain. Well, Warren will be back 1 to 3 weeks, probably 3 weeks, most likely, based on the fact it's an upper arm fracture. Jam Miller is hurt too. So, but I'm not bringing in another running back. I mean, and Jam Miller's week to week anyway, so if he misses this game against the Cowboys, he'll probably be back next week. And the Cowboys are 5-3. So this will be a tough one against Dak and company. And we lose to Dallas. So this might be, unfortunately, the part of the season where we might potentially go into some kind of tailspin. Hopefully that's not the case, but I got a bad feeling. We also got another tough opponent coming up in the Bucs, who are 7-3. And we come back to beat the Bucs by 4. So that was a pretty big win, if I'm being honest. The Browns are now 500, 5-5. We're 7-3, so we're still in okay shape. Hopefully, at least in somewhat of a good spot for a wild card spot. I think, this is week 12. So I think after this week is when the playoff picture will be available to view. The Browns are 5-5. I'm not too concerned about this game going up on the road to play them on, it looks like, Monday Night Football. But you never know. Shador might be getting better. Okay, we beat the Browns by a touchdown. That's not bad. All right, let me check the injury report again. I'm sure Warren is back by this point. Yeah, Warren's back, but Miller is still hurt. But, hey, then again, I'm actually kind of glad we signed another running back, because now we have some depth now that Miller's hurt, which isn't too bad. All right, so now we've got a division rival game against the Bengals, who are the worst team in the division. I really don't want to lose to them. And we're actually 1 game back from the Ravens now. They lost their second game, so if they falter, we could catch up, but they'd have to fall way off a cliff. I feel like they'd have to almost lose out, or lose most of their games of except all but one, in order for us to lap them. Right now, we would be the 5th seed in the playoffs if the season ended today. That's not that bad of a look, but I really would feel better if I was able to come back and win that game against Baltimore. If we had, split the series, we probably would be in better position if it comes down to a tiebreaker scenario at the end of the season. Well, playing against the Bengals, they're the worst team. Hopefully we don't drop this one. All right, we beat the Bengals by pretty convincing fashion. 44 points. Yeah, that's pretty convincing. And we have the same record as the Ravens now. Okay, we might be back in the division race officially now, which is excellent. Let's go spend Put some more there. All right, cool. But unfortunately, but the Chargers are pretty good too. Fernando Mendoza's been getting some award winning. He's been like AFC Offensive Player of the Week. A bunch of times. Maybe he is in the running for Rookie of the Year. I'm not sure. Let me actually take a look at him. I want to see what he's rated now. Is his rating going up? He's up to an 83 now already. His rookie year, yeah. I think he's developing just the way that I expected to, which is good. What about the rest of the rookies? Jacoby Lane is up to an 81 now. That's good. That's good for him. Wagner hasn't really developed a whole lot this season. Christian is still the best offensive lineman we have on the left tackle. What about other guys? What about Bailey? Well, 78's not bad. That's not bad for progression. What about other guys? Persak is up to a 70, so he's in the 70s club. That's good. What about Taffy? He's up 2 points. All right. Some of our rookies are actually developing pretty quickly. Most importantly, our first pick in our franchise quarterback, Mendoza, is developing pretty well, so that's good to see. I think I made the right pick with going with him. I mean, the mock draft predicted us to do that, and they expected us to do that, and I went with it, and I'm glad I did in the end. So I think it's proven to be a pretty good pick. Chargers are this week's team, 8-4. Let's see if we can beat them. Maybe the Ravens will lose a bunch of games, and maybe we'll win towards the end of the season to steal the division. Well, not if we lose games like that to the Chargers. Playoff picture, we're still at the 5th seed. We might be kind of stuck there unless we somehow get on top of the Ravens. I mean, but they would have to, lose probably games towards the end of their season, and we'd have to win like all of ours. We got the Panthers this week. They're 3-10. We should win this game. I mean, this is a very winnable game. And unfortunately, we lose by 2 in a very low-scoring game. That's not fun. Yeah, not a fun time by doing something like that. Texans are 4-10. I'd say this is a winnable game, but we just lost to a 3-10 team last week. So hopefully this is a deja vu. Okay, we bounced back with a 6-point win, close, but we got it done. The Ravens are 1 game ahead of us now. I'm pretty sure they just got to win their game, and even if we win this game coming up against the Bengals and sweep them, pretty sure we still won't win the division. Looks like Patrick Queen got 9 tackles and 1 sack and an interception in the last game, so he's pleading his case for a contract extension. Like I said, we'll wait till the offseason to think about that. All right, let's see if we can win this game against the Bengals, see if we can sweep them for the season. And we beat the Bengals convincingly once again. We are 11-5. So we clinched a playoff berth, but the Ravens still have not clinched the division. So I guess there is still scenarios for us to possibly get into the playoff, to possibly win the division. Let me check the schedule here. I want to see who the Ravens are playing in the final week of the regular season. Who are they playing? All right, week 18. I don't think there's any division. These aren't divisional games for us. Okay, the Ravens are going to play against the Broncos. I kind of want to see the records of them. I can't do any actions. I don't want to force anything. I just want to be able to kind of look at the matchup. Let me check the standings. What is the Broncos' record? Okay, the Broncos are a playoff team too. So if the Broncos beat the Ravens, we, I guess, could. Well, no. They would own the tiebreaker over us. Even if we win and they lose, they swept us, so they would win the division. But I will say this, 11-5, but I will say we've already improved on our record from last year. We didn't make the playoffs when we finished 9-8, and Aaron Rodgers decided to call it quits because we didn't make the postseason, I think. So yeah. No, we're still the 5th seed. Okay, so it's really looking like that we're going to have to go on the road for pretty much the whole playoffs, unless we got somebody like the Chargers or the Patriots pulling off upsets in the wild card round. So the Ravens looks like they would still have to play the wild card. The Bills have the best record. What's their record? Bills are 13-3. Okay, well, if they win, they'd be 14-3. So, they're the best team in the AFC. And we've got the 6-10 Saints in our final regular season game. Let's check the injury report for this game. I want to see if we have anybody banged up. Jam Miller is still. He's been injured it seems like forever with a back strain. He's had multiple injuries throughout his rookie season. All right, hopefully we can win this final game against the Saints to get to 12-5. I don't think that means that we're going to be able to steal the division, but at least we can end with the same record as Baltimore, and we're going to feel like we're on their level. Obviously, making the playoffs, we're going to have to face them again at some point, most likely. And we beat the Saints only by 7, but we do win. But we picked up a new injury we picked up multiple injuries. Jaylen Warren, dislocated elbow 2 to 4 weeks, so he's out for the first 2 playoff games at least if we make it that far. And TJ Watt is week to week with turf toe. Jam Miller still hurt, and our long snapper. Gosh, we may have to pick up a freaking long snapper just to be able to play, which would be super duper annoying. That's why I signed the long snapper to an extension. Because I didn't want to have to deal with not having a long snapper, because what happens is a bunch of them are really old and they retire, and then when you get to free agency, you can't sign any of them until you can't sign any of them. You have to make a guy. So the Jacksonville Jaguars are 8-9 and they're in the playoffs. What was going on in the AFC South? Oh my gosh, the AFC South is just garbage. Look at those records. The Jaguars finished the season 8-9. The Colts are 7-10. Titans and Texans are 5-12. So that's definitely the worst division in the NFL for this season in 2026. Oh man. Well, okay. So I feel like that this game is a bit more winnable now on paper. Only concern I have is that, once again, our starting running back, Warren, is going to be out. Now, Johnson actually is rated a little bit better than Vidal at this point. I'm still glad I have Vidal. Jam Miller is also banged up. So, honestly, I kind of want to go out and get another running. No, it's not worth it. We'll go with 2 running backs. If we have to put Juszczyk in there in the backfield as the third guy, he can still run the football. So we're just gonna keep things the way they are. My bigger concern, though, is the fact that TJ Watt he's not going to be able to play, is he? Yeah, he's not playing. He's not going to be able to play in this first playoff game. So we got to go with Herbig or Bailey, but Herbig's got more experience, so I think I'll stay with him. Highsmith, definitely got to keep him there. Yeah, hopefully we win our first playoff game of the rebuild, and we're able to go into next week, and maybe we get Warren and TJ Watt back. Honestly, we probably won't get Warren back until maybe the championship game or the Super Bowl if we make it that far. Watt might be back next week, but that's a maybe. And it's raining in Jacksonville. All right, Jaguars are 8-9. They're the worst team to make the postseason based on their record. I really don't want to see us lose this game. We got to win this game. Win our first playoff game of the rebuild. It's a test being on the road for the rookie Mendoza, but we honestly might have to rely on his legs in this game since our running back room is a mess. And we have our backup Caleb Johnson having to start this game. Honestly, if Warren is going to be that fragile, I really might have to consider maybe even this offseason upgrading the running back. So like I said, I'm not opposed. Nobody's expendable if we lose this game for some reason. All right, there we go. Good block. Oh, go Johnson, go! Caleb Johnson, if he had a little bit more speed, he might have been able to house that. But good blocking by the offensive line. They're going to need to be on there on business. Because I still want to have a balanced attack and still be able to run the football. We got a rookie quarterback playing his first playoff game. And while Mendoza might be a candidate for Rookie of the Year, he's gotten better throughout the entire season. still a rookie, and he's not in the 90s yet, so it's his first playoff game. Darnell Washington gets the first down. So far, this is pretty good execution on this drive.
They'll look to throw here on first down.
Here he goes, just run, just try to get some yardage. Okay, he got 1 yard. He took off too late, but decided to try to scramble for something.
They're going to look to throw. Now he's going to step up and run.
Tried to slide, but I couldn't hit the button. The guy that I wanted to throw to was really slow with getting out of his route, so I just said, I'm going to have to take off running.
They'll try and run. This is Johnson. Only about a yard there as he takes
Other than that first big run, Johnson was really busted in the loose. First quarter's almost got the over.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bold.
Got him. Touchdown. Pat Fryer moves. Let's go. Hit the tight end for a touchdown.
a 7-yard touchdown ground.
Nice job.
And the Steelers will strike first.
Perfect. Great way to end the quarter. All right. Now we're on defense. Jaguars, you got a first down.
On 1st and 10, it's ETN.
ETN gets a first and goal set at first. It's games like this where TJ Watt really could be useful. Oh, man, now we got to go in here with backups. Our best defensive lineman at this point right now for the game is Heisler. But Patrick Queen just made a heck of a tackle coming up right there to get ETN down. That was a heck of a play. It's design quarterback drawing. Lawrence nearly scored on that.
This is a big play in this wild card matchup, facing 3rd and goal. Here's Lawrence to throw.
And he's wide open. Jaguars tied up, but we get the lead back. We're back on offense. It's the 3rd quarter. We got a 3rd down situation here. Metcalf, come on, man. First down, clutch catch by DK Metcalf. He didn't drop that one. Nice job. Okay, now we've got another 3rd down.
They'll drop to throw.
The rookie Lane makes the catch, and he's gone. Touchdown, Steelers. Now we're up by 2 touchdowns. Got a little bit of breathing room. Jaguars are still in this thing, but got another red zone opportunity right here. Come on, Johnson. Johnson to the end zone. Nice. Backup running back stepping up when we need him to. All right, it's 4th and 9. This could be pretty much the game for Jacksonville. We're up by 2 touchdowns. They need to keep this drive going. There's 5 minutes left. They don't get this, it might be over. And it's incomplete. We take over on downs. Great defense there by Ramsey. Perfect. All right, so now we just got to try to best that we can and milk the clock and get out of Jacksonville and get out of the rain for the playoff win.
Stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. 2nd down and 8. They'll look to throw.
Come DK.
Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf.
1 yard to go. 218 yards, 3 touchdowns for Mendoza on the day in his first playoff game. He's rising to the challenge in his playoff debut, so it's good to see that.
Perfect 4 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
And he picks it up and he gets in for his 2nd rushing touchdown of the day. We're up 3 scores. This game is over.
Nothing to lose now. This offense forced.
Well, this Jacksonville team, like I said, came in at 8-9, but then again, you get into the postseason, there's no bad teams left, so. And Jalen Ramsey just got absolutely burned right there. We're going to do onside. They're still a dangerous team, though, but this was a playoff game that I'm like, hey, they got a losing record. We can't lose this one. Looks like we're not going to. We win our first playoff game with a rebuild. We beat the Jaguars in the wild card round, 35-21. It was a little bit close up until the fourth quarter when we started pulling away. We were up 35-14. We just kind of let up a give-up touchdown towards the end there, but pretty much we dominated this game from, looks like really start to finish. Defense played pretty well, so that was good to see. And Mendoza had 3 touchdowns in his first playoff game, so not bad at all. Let's take a look. Did he win any awards? Yeah, he did. 218 passing yards, 3 passing touchdowns, 6 carries, 34 rushing yards. Got AFC Offensive Player of the Week. And now everything gets tougher now. We got to go to Denver in the divisional round to take on the Broncos. This is a rematch of that 2011 playoff game and the 2005 AFC Championship game in Mile High again. So Steelers trying to get some revenge for the 2011 and reclaim what was theirs back in the 2005 AFC title game. And also the Bills are playing the Chargers in the divisional round. So that's the other playoff game in the AFC. On the NFC, we've got the Packers and the Eagles moving on, and the Rams and the Buccaneers have moved on. So that is on the NFC side. Let's do some coaching upgrades for Mike Tomlin really quick. All right. All right. Everything gets tougher now. Wait, let me actually check the injury report before we start playing. Who's back? TJ Watt's back, but Jaylen Warren will not be. If we make it to the Super Bowl, he might be back. But it looks like TJ Watt is going to be able to play in the divisional round playoff game against the Broncos, so that's good. We get our best player back. Even though we beat Jacksonville pretty convincingly without him, but that was really because I feel like our offense stepped up and our defense did okay. But still, surrendering 21 points to an 8-9 team, even though they are a playoff team, not a good look. At least it's not snowing up here in Denver just yet. All right, so the Broncos did not do anything on their first possession, so we get the ball. So got Caleb Johnson there starting until Warren comes back. And then again, he had 2 rushing touchdowns last week, so he actually put in a pretty good day's work as the backup. Metcalf, first down. Nice catch.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
That's another Steelers first down. A gain of 11 on the play.
They go play action here on first down.
Bootleg probably wasn't the best idea there, but at least the defensive guys were pulled away just enough, because sometimes when that play's called, the defense just reads it easily and it goes nowhere. Fryermuth, I think, got the first down there. Yes, he did. They gave it to him.
First down as he'll get this up to midfield.
That's another Steelers first down.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw.
Johnson making the catch out of the backfield gives us another first.
As he's inside the 40. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
At the 39-yard line.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw.
It isn't through.
Takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. 2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I gotta say, if it's gonna be this cold, I want snow.
Oh, come on, Lane. You had such a great game last week, and now you're dropping passes. Oh, man.
The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. 3rd down.
That's not okay, that was not a good pass. I should not have caught that. All right, well, we can attempt a 56-yard field goal at least. Come on. Okay. Well, at least we get ourselves on the board with a field goal there. All right, defense so far actually playing pretty well. Well, TJ Watt being back is probably making a difference.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2.
Oh, there you go, Lane. You dinged yourself for that drop earlier. Gets us to the 20. Very nice.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10.
Metcalf. Oh, go Metcalf. Touchdown, DK. Steelers 10, Broncos zip. Oh, wow. 2-minute warning. We're up 10-0. We got a chance to really put a stranglehold on this game right here if we score. We have all 3 timeouts left.
Back to throw now on first down.
Here we go. Let's go, no huddle here.
And now they're in the hurry up.
10 yards on the pickup.
They go back to the
Counter touchdown, Caleb Johnson. Now we're up 17-zip. Man.
This offense has been
And we still got another chance for points.
Sizable margin. Now can they add to it here with a final drive in the second quarter? He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
Screen pass might not be the best idea here, but you never know sometimes. Sometimes these go for too long. We got to hurry up here if we want to at least get a chance for a field goal. We have to hit one of these deep passes. Oh, man, I forgot there's motion moves.
He'll drop to throw.
That's all right, well, we blew a chance for more points at the end of the half. But you know what? Going up 17-0 into halftime on the road in Denver, in Mile High, this wasn't on my bingo card. Not complaining about it, but this is a big-time surprise. I did not expect us to be playing this well against the Broncos, especially our defense. Well, as I say that, the Broncos, I knew they would finally get on the board at some point, and they do. But now we're in the fourth quarter, and we got a chance to get our lead back up to what it was. Oh, no. I thought I could just, maybe find that, squeeze through that hole and move Mendoza up in the pocket and then scramble, but I got chopped down too quickly. Good route. We go fire move. Fire move, honestly, I feel like is one of the most underrated tight ends in the NFL. Like, in fantasy, he'll put up decent numbers. I actually picked him up on my fantasy team in my, one of my dynasty, It's my starter. And Caleb Johnson gets his second touchdown of the game. Gives a 24-7 lead. Got a feeling the Broncos are getting desperate right here. This is a surprise. If anybody's watching this game, they got to be thinking like, holy cow. Steelers are putting it on the Broncos. And this pass is incomplete. They turn it over on downs. And we're going to walk out of here with the win on the road in the divisional round against Denver. Fernando Mendoza. Broncos got 15 seconds to just pad their stats at this point. And our defense must have been really playing well today. And we get a pick by Patrick Queen to ice the game. This one is over. Let's take a knee, and we're going to walk out a Mile High with a 24-7 win.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee.
We're moving on to the AFC Championship game in Mendoza's rookie season. This one wasn't even close. Our defense must have just been playing on another level. I'm gonna actually take a look at player stats. I gotta see how things were on defense. There's your answer right there, T.J. Watt. 1.5 sacks. We actually had 2.5 from Derek Harmon, our defensive tackle. He played well. We had, of course, the interception by Patrick Queen at the end of the game to ice it. Watt had 8 total tackles. I mean, you plug in T.J. Watt, that's the difference. But what a great game, and we're moving on to the AFC title game. I'm a little bit surprised that we're doing this well in the second year of the rebuild. But, I mean, then again, you can call it really the first year. So now I got to see what the status is of Warren. Okay, well, Warren looks like he's still out, but he's now week to week with a dislocated elbow. Jack Sawyer has turf toe. But, I mean, he's one of our backups, so that's not too concerning. I've also been getting a lot of upgrades from Mike Tomlin. What is his approval rating looking like? Yeah, 99. Mike Tomlin is, a legend. I got a feeling that he's going to get back into coaching one of these days. He might pull a Mike McCarthy and take a full season off before coaching again. A lot of people have said that about Tomlin. I personally think that he should be coaching. I know that it was long overdue for his time with the Steelers to end, but, I mean, you look at modern-day coaches, a lot of them don't last nearly as long as guys like Mike Tomlin. I feel like Belichick, Tomlin, Andy Reid, those are some of the last coaches that had, and John Harbaugh, those are some of the last modern day coaches that really had a lot of staying power. And then again, there's some coaches that are in the league that have been with their clubs for, a little while, but some of them aren't. I mean, some of them are new. I mean, Brian Schottenheimer's a new coach with my Cowboys and, Cardinals and, teams like the Titans and, Commanders with, Quinn only having his second stop as a head coach. I mean, the era of, I think Mike Tomlin was the longest tenured coach that lost his job. But anyway, in this world, we're having him as our head coach, trying to have him lead the Steelers to another Super Bowl. It'd be his first since the 2010 season, even though they lost, but it'd be his first win if we get a win in the Super Bowl in 2008. All right, let's take a look at the rest of the playoffs and see what else happened. So and the Chargers go on the road against the Buffalo Bills and pull off the upset 32-24. So both of the higher seeds in the AFC lost. So does that mean that, the Chargers were the 6th seed? We're actually going to be hosting the AFC Championship because we're the 5th seed, the Chargers are the 6th seed. Who would have thunk it? So now I feel more confident that we're going to be able to, we might get a Super Bowl in the first year. Meanwhile, the Packers and the Bucs are going to play in the NFC title game, a rematch of the 2021 when Brady beat Rodgers. So that should be pretty exciting up there in Lambeau Field in the cold weather. So here we go. Conference championship game at home against the Chargers. It's a big opportunity here. Steeler fans are very loyal, very passionate. It's a football town. There's all the histories of all of the Lombardi trophies. I think there's 6 in that case. Trying to add another one. But Justin Herbert's going to be a challenge.
Herbert throwing right away. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's able to get this down to the 13. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Herbert from the gun. Brought in.
Good tackle for him.
It down to the 8-yard line on the play.
I'll be a risk going with a blitz, but we're going to try it.
Shotgun snap to Herbert.
Oh, he missed him. Whoa. It's a bad miss by Herbert on that pass.
It's going to bring up 4th down.
All right, so we buckled down in the red zone and force a field goal. All right, Chargers strike first with a field goal, but I like the effort our defense is playing with. All right, 3rd and 2. Caleb Johnson is still our starter as of right now. But if we get to the Super Bowl, Warren will be back most likely next week. And Johnson picks up the first for us. Good job. Johnson's actually been pretty reliable in the playoffs. He's played pretty well in Warren's absence.
So 1st and 10. Here we go. 1st and 10.
Go Freiermuth. And Freiermuth strolls in for the touchdown. 7-3. Also, Mendoza's played very well in the playoffs, all 3 in the first 2 games.
On 3rd down, Herbert.
He caught me? Wow. Surprised he held on to that, based on the hit that he took. Good tackle.
On 2nd, they get to him behind the line. Now it's going to be 3rd and longer.
13-yard line.
They'll throw, third and long.
Incomplete.
Can't connect on the third down, deep shot. Love the courage.
Force another field goal.
But it's incomplete, and now we've got fourth down.
I thought for a second we might get pass interference there because I think I kind of, the last second, hit him. But I guess, you know, technically in that situation the ball was uncatchable, so they didn't call it. Could be wrong, but I mean, it's also, you know, not following real logic. Video game logic in Madden is, you know, with the penalties has never been very accurate. Even going back to the older Maddens, as we drop a pass right there. Like in even Madden 2004, like somebody would clearly be down and they'd say, oh no, he wasn't down. It's like, what is going on here? Okay, 4th and 3 and Coach Talman wants us to go for it.
They'll throw for it.
And we drop it. I feel like we probably should just settle for the field goal. But we do get one more chance. 3 timeouts left.
Pittsburgh offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10.
It's kind of like the fact that we got a 43 seconds.
Have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop him.
Just to get a field goal, we still got to go a decent distance.
Shotgun snap. They'll throw. Short pass brought in. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Upping the tempo with some hurry-up offense. Out of the shotgun, a give to Vidal.
Draw play that actually kind of worked all right there. Let's call a timeout. Vidal had to check into the game.
Pittsburgh will go ahead and use its second timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half.
I'd like to get a little bit closer.
You don't have to worry now about a third down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next third down coming.
Connects on the crosser. And they make the stop. I'm going to say at about the 37-yard line.
19, 18.
Looking for a pass on 2nd and short.
Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. Are you kidding? Oh, no.
The Chargers think they have
Oh, I blew it. Blew it up. Oh.
Just see the QB scan.
Should have just
He's moving.
thrown it over the middle of the triangle when he was open. Okay, well, we're okay. This is still like a 1-point game in a very low-scoring game where like every possession is key, and I think that's actually the 2nd interception Mendoza's thrown today.
running it with Hampton.
Hampton just picked the right hole and he's gone. We gotta fight back.
To the air on 3rd and long.
Come on!
To the right, pulled in by McConkey. And they bent to the competition, but they didn't break.
Well, at least we forced a field goal, so we'll be down by 10 going into the 4th quarter, basically. We gotta put together a touchdown drive right now.
And that'll push it to double dip.
Gotta put together a touchdown drive to get back in this game. It's 4th and 7.
Down in the 4th, offense staying out there for this. He rolls to his right.
Okay. Mendoza just had enough speed to get around and get the first. That was a risk. I just had to get that first down. We're running out of chances.
From the red zone on 1st. This one's caught.
Here we go, DK. Score a little bit of no huddle.
Another first down on this drive. Man, this time they're into 1st and goal. Goal to go. It's a pass play.
Johnson
He's got it.
gets across the goal line, touchdown. All right. Now we've narrowed the gap to 3. Chargers got a 1st and 10.
We've set it downs for him from the 31.
I feel like this is a run. I mean,
1st and 10. Herbert.
no, it was not. It was not a...
He had it for a moment.
Oh, he dropped it. Wow.
Play to jar it loose. Incomplete. After the incompletion, still at that 31-yard line. 2nd and 10. Back to the air. Herbert. Going with a screen to Hampton.
Ramsey finally getting him down.
These guys into the red zone before someone can force him out. Bringing the offense up.
Really don't want them to score a touchdown here. If we can at least force them to get a field goal, then we have a chance. Great tackle right there. Who was that? 29? I don't know who that was. Oh, that was the safety. I forget his name, but he used to play for the Ravens. The free agent signings. God, I had a chance at a sack right there.
And this one doesn't go far.
That's a defense's goal, right?
Okay, this is probably the biggest down of the game. We're going to let this tick down to 2-minute warning.
When the back ended up being the target,
But
they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
It's third down.
5 DBs out there for the Steelers. Third down. Looking to throw.
Incomplete. Forced a field goal. Now we have a chance. Oh, that was huge. So glad it looks like I picked just the right defense there. Force it. All right. Chargers get a field goal. All right. Mendoza's biggest drive of his early career right here.
So first and 10 now from the 30.
Need a touchdown to win. Got enough time. Why was it low?
No luck finding his receiver that time. So second down coming up.
He was so wide open.
He'll look to throw it. Buys time, rolling right.
Just throw it away. Oh, goodness gracious.
I gotta believe he harkened back to that earlier pick and thought the better of making it.
Well, it's 4-down territory.
He was either going to try to run for it, had nowhere to go, so he simply threw it away.
Dotson makes the catch. Huge play. Thank you for holding on to that ball.
13 yards on the play. And the Steelers first down.
Setting up to pass. Headed out right. Now here he goes.
All right, 7-yard pickup and we stop the clock.
Well, the QB made something happen and got some yardage when the play didn't develop right, and even got himself out of bounds to avoid a hit. The only negative at all is he couldn't quite.
I just had to throw it away.
Looking for his wide receiver
Man,
there.
they called just the right play.
Short coming up.
Incomplete. Brings up third down and 3 yards to go.
Throwing now.
Oh, you're wide open. Please catch that. Get out of bounds. Thank you. Good job.
For a timeout. Smart play here. He gets out of bounds for the first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Here he is to throw. And he's not
One's
quite
way
that
off.
fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete.
Intended for his
Second down. Still 10 to go after that incomplete pass.
It's now second and 10.
He's going to throw it again. Left side, caught by Metcalf. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up third and 5.
To throw. This finds
Go
him.
DK. Timeout. Okay, we only have one left, so I gotta be wise with it.
Pittsburgh will go ahead and use its second
Oh,
timeout.
and stuff
They
here.
have one left at their disposal.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
To the line for a new set of downs. Only a lone timeout at their disposal. Sticking to the air here.
Dotson, stay in bounds. Okay, wow. I wanted him to stay in bounds for just a little bit so we could do a tie rope on the sideline. He kind of was able to do enough. That was a big play. Huge play. Metcalf, touchdown. Let's go, Steelers. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, Fernando Mendoza with the biggest drive of his career. Only problem is I feel like we scored with way too much time. There's still 36 seconds left.
Here's Herbert, first and 10. Has him on the quick hitter.
And they just need a field goal to win. That's the other thing.
Timeout call by the Chargers.
And they get a field goal.
2 timeouts remain and some time left to use them. It's first and 10. Herbert now off the play fake. Finds him on the crossing route.
And then a field goal.
Right along that 40-yard line. LA uses a timeout
Mendoza's
here.
effort looks like it's about to be in vain.
Offense to the line for first down.
This realistically is...
Timeout they've got remaining.
I gotta play the run. I gotta play the run.
Herbert on first down. Finds him over the middle.
How did Herbert get rid of...
Stop. We're going to say it about the 37-yard line. Before we can get a snap on second down, they call
Goodness.
timeout. It's Herbert once more.
He just threw that away.
It's incomplete, and the clock stops
Oh.
with 18
Okay,
seconds to
well,
go.
it makes sense. It's third down, so they're going to kick it.
A big try coming up here for Cameron Dicker.
Timeout.
The
Ice
Steelers
him.
use their third and final timeout.
Ice.
And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least.
I mean, this is not a gimme. I mean, what is this distance? 37. This is a 50-plus yarder.
Cameron Dicker out for the Chargers now to attempt this field goal.
I mean, Dicker is a good kicker,
54-yarder from the right hash.
and he makes it easily.
It's good from deep.
Oh.
And they're going to take the lead. It's
Okay, well, we still have time left, but we have 8 seconds. So many turnovers.
pass play on.
That's what they're all going to say.
Trying to push deep downfield. They
Not
don't
even
get it there,
close.
and now just 3 seconds showing on the clock.
Oh.
On the
No.
24 once again. It's 2nd and 10.
Mendoza didn't have his best game of the playoffs,
One
admitting.
final shot here. Maybe a bit of desperation. Here's a deep shot. And this one falls
Yeah, it's over.
incomplete. No miracles on the
Well,
drive today. This game
And a
is over.
6th seed in the Chargers gets all the way to the Super Bowl. That is a crazy story if I've ever heard it.
Guys, take it all in. You are going to
Well,
be playing in the Super Bowl. What a moment for so many of them getting to this point.
Mendoza had his worst game of the postseason with those 2 interceptions. I mean, he might have thrown for 3 touchdowns.
But they know that ultimately it's not
Running game, non-existent. I feel like, we got some decent receivers, but I don't know about this one, guys. What can, we do better? Just experience. I mean, Mendoza, did well this first season, his rookie year. He did amazing. I hope he's in contention for Rookie of the Year. Let's check out the Pro Bowl roster. Freiermuth made it. Patrick Queen made it, so I think he might. Yeah, I think it's worth it to try to get Patrick Queen to come back. I think it is. Oh, look at that. Washington, our free safety, he made the Pro Bowl. How about that? Stoll's not us. So we had 3 guys in the Pro Bowl. It's not bad. Mendoza did win AFC Offensive Player of the Week. He also had that one fumble. I forgot about the fumble that he had. That was towards the end of the half. If he doesn't fumble, we at least get a chance for a field goal, and that could have been the difference in the game. That's crazy. Just the little things that, that make a difference sometimes. Ugh, it's just rough. Just a crummy way to end what was a pretty good season. I mean, it was a pretty good season, I'll admit it. It's just tough to see it in that way. And to get back to that point, we actually kind of caught a break because the Chargers beat the Ravens for us. We didn't have to face them. So we caught a break in the wild card round. So let's go ahead and advance to the Super Bowl week. We'll see who won the awards for this year. Let's check out yearly awards. The MVP is Jalen Hurts. No Steelers were in contention for that. Coach of the Year, Mike Tomlin actually finished 6th. Okay. AFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Josh Allen. No Steelers in contention for that. AFC Defensive Player of the Year, no sign of Watt. Jacoby Lane wins AFC Offensive Rookie of the Year. Wow. Mendoza was up there too, but Man, Lane stole it from Fernando. That's crazy. We had two guys. One of them walked away with the Rookie of the Year, and the other guy, our quarterback, he finished just behind him. Defensive Rookie of the Year, no Steelers. Best QB, Mendoza actually finished 7th. Best running back, Warren, okay, that's not bad. Finishing 4th. I still feel like I might need to upgrade running back at some point because if Warren is going to be injury prone like he was all season, I mean, it really hurt us in the running game. I mean, Caleb Johnson did okay in the playoffs as his replacement all throughout the postseason, but we need to get a guy that's more durable and is like in the high 80s. I feel more comfortable with something like that. Best receiver, no sign of DK Metcalf. I mean, Jacoby Lane outplayed DK Metcalf as a rookie. I still feel like maybe we might need another receiver. Maybe Metcalf in a couple of years might be somebody we look to get rid of. McCormick actually finished 10th for best offensive lineman in the AFC. Best defensive lineman, no Steelers. Best linebacker, Peyton Wilson, he finished 2nd. And Patrick Queen actually finished 4th. Best DB, Porter finished 5th. Jalen Ramsey's not in there. Best kicker, Joey Sly, he finished 2nd. So we did have a Rookie of the Year winner, Jacoby Lane, our receiver, not our quarterback, Fernando Mendoza. So a little bit of a surprise, but... And Jacoby Lane, we have a new ability unlocked for him. Unlocks at 85 overall. So now we can actually go matchup Nightmare with his other ability. Awesome. So let's see who wins the Super Bowl, which is going to be between the Chargers and I forget the other team. We'll see who wins in the end. About one game short of making it there. So it looks like the Chargers beat the Packers in the Super Bowl. So a 6th seed gets all the way to the Super Bowl and they win it. And the Chargers win their first ever Super Bowl. They've never won a Super Bowl before. So Justin Herbert finally delivers the Chargers Super Bowl title. The Packers lose. The MVP of the Chargers is cornerback Josh Joby. Don't really know who that is, if I'm being honest. Those are all the award winners off to your right. An overall Offensive Rookie of the Year does go to Jacoby Lane from us. So not only did he win AFC Offensive Rookie of the Year, he won overall Offensive Rookie of the Year. Let's go ahead and check out the retirements. See if anybody retired from our team. My guess is that Kyle Juszczyk is going to hang it up, but we'll see. No, but our long snapper retired. So we're going to have to find his replacement. He's retiring after 7 years, so Juszczyk actually doesn't retire. Well, maybe we'll bring him back on a 1-year deal if he wants to play one more year here. All right. Well, that doesn't really impact our signing period too much because we only had our long snapper retired. So, all right. So now let's get to the negotiating screen again. Patrick Queen, you've earned a contract. So you didn't like the neutral deal. Let's go with a player-friendly deal. 4 years, 5.7. He's okay with staying here for that. We still have $57 million. Troy Fontau. I'm going to let him walk. I might bring him back if there's nobody better. Idell, he can walk. We brought him in as a backup during the season. Okay, is there anybody else that I need to consider? We have $57 million still to work with, so that's good. Who was the guy we wanted to pick up the 5th-year option on? I'm not going to renegotiate with Juszczyk. I think I might just go for a cheaper fullback anyway in the offseason. Although I don't really know how much he really helps in the running game because, I mean, he did kind of help a little bit. You know what, Juszczyk? You want to come back for one more year, man? Happy to sign. Great. And it didn't cost us a whole lot. All right, Juszczyk is back for one more season, probably his last year for sure. Who's the guy we had to set the 5th-year option on? Do we not have anybody? Oh, it's him. It is Troy. Okay, yeah, we'll definitely pick up the 5th-year option. Him 79 overall, still a little bit more growth potentially. Yeah. Everybody else still can walk. So let me go to salaries because I kind of want to go ahead and restructure Patrick Queen anyway. We have $2.52 million. Is He's up to an 87. So he had a great standout season. And he also made the Pro Bowl. So he's worth it. And bringing back Juszczyk for one more year shores up the running game, for at least one more season. So I think it's worth it. I thought he was going to retire, but hey, he came back. All right, so let's go ahead and advance to free agency. Looks like Bobby Wagner and also Ryan Kelly are some of the bigger names who retired. So let's go ahead and really kind of dig into this roster and see what we can try to upgrade at least the first opportunity for free agency. Man, Mendoza's up to an 89 overall. That is impressive. What's Jacoby Lane's rating now? 84. Not bad at all. Maybe there's another receiver we could use. We could, looks like we could use a third-string quarterback because Mason Rudolph walked. Warren is actually up to an 88, which isn't really that bad. So you know what? And Johnson even got up to an 83 with probably more playing time. Jan Miller was, injury-prone most of the season, so couldn't really do too much there. Juszczyk is back, of course. We need a backup tight end, especially for depth. Man, look at Wagner. He's up to a 77. I think, he's definitely worth it. Christensen has 1 year left on his deal. He can stay for the rest of his deal. We need a left guard. McCormick is actually up to an 80 now. Troy Fontau is up to, we accept the 5th-year option on him. He is up to an 82. So we need a left guard, right? We need a starting left guard. Edge rushers are perfectly fine. I mean, look, Watt's up to a 94. Highsmith is a 90. Even David Bailey's up to a 79 now. Harmon has actually gotten a little bit better. Benton's, we got him too. And Capehart, looks like he got a little bit better. I'm actually going to change his number back to number 19 because that's what he wore at Clemson, just to kind of keep the consistency. But I'm surprised nobody picked him up off our practice squad. I thought for sure somebody was going to pick him up. But it looks like he's developed a little bit. So he's up to, a 71. So he's good depth on the line now. We definitely need a Sam linebacker. We got Patrick Queen back. Wilson's up to an 81 now. So some of our players are actually progressing okay. Ramsey's a 92. We got an 86 Porter. Krisak, lost some of our corners. If there's a guy in the 80s, high 80s, might be worth it. Safety's looking okay. We need a new kicker. We need a new punter. And we need a new long snapper. Okay, well, let's go to free agency and see all who is out here. Man, Quentin Williams is available. The Cowboys let him go. Wow. I mean, that would definitely be a big splash move. Brian O'Neill would be an upgraded right tackle, but I'm okay with what we have. DeAndre Swift, that would be overpaying. No. I don't know about Devontae Adams. It'd be nice to have another receiver option, but I just don't think that would be worth it. Well, we do need a new punter. So let's see if we can bring in Sanchez. $52 million. We're his only offer. We'll probably be able to get him. Let's check the rest of the receivers. Marvin Mims Jr. wouldn't be too bad of an option. We could use. I think we could use maybe one more decent veteran receiver. I think Parker Washington. He's a scheme fit guy. Let's bring him in here. 3-year deal is what he wants. I think we can afford that. You know what? Actually, let's trim it down to team-friendly deal then. If we're his only offer so far. Might take us a couple of tries, but yeah. Left guard, we need a starting left guard. We don't have anybody. You know what? Joel, might have to overpay a little bit. Will this neutral deal even put us in the running for him? Okay, it does. All right. So $31 million we still have left to work with. I'm okay with our defensive tackles. I'm not going to go like crazy in on Quentin Williams. You need a new Sam linebacker. Chad Muma. Bring him in on a 2-year deal. Oh, we're kind of low on the list. A player-friendly deal for 3 years will give us a better chance at getting him. Yeah, it looks like it. Might be overpaying a little bit, yes, but I think it's worth it. Are there any decent corners out here? Maybe somebody we can look at for depth. I don't really want to overpay for anybody. Let's bring in this kind of a depth guy, maybe somebody like Max Melton. 1-year deal. Let's bring him in. And that's the limit. Was there a really good maybe kicker who's available? Somebody who's like really, really good? Well, decent guys. But you know what? I think both of those guys will be available in the round 2 of free agency. All right. So we're going after Sanchez. We're going after Joel Bitonio, Parker Washington, Max Melton, and Chad Moma. But it looks like the Raiders actually have a better deal on the table. I'm going to take a risk, though, because I don't want to overpay too much for just a Sam linebacker. We could find one potentially in the draft. So hopefully we land some of these guys. All right. Let's see who we got. Only signing we have is Max Melton. Sanchez, Antonio, he's still considering us. Washington has actually got a better offer from the Browns. So you know what? We'll sweeten the deal a little bit. We'll do the neutral deal, 3 years. And Sanchez. I guess Moman went somewhere else, didn't he? He went to the Raiders. Yeah. Oh no, he went to the Chargers. Ironic. I'm just gonna get like a Sam linebacker to just be like a stopgap guy for now, and then maybe see if there's somebody in the draft that we could look at. Let's go after this guy, Jamon Dumas Johnson, just for a filler, really. All right, kicker and punt. Kicker. We need a kicker. Jason Myers looks like he wants to come here, so let's do a 1-year deal for him. Former Seattle Seahawk. $20.1 million, still a decent bit to work with. What other spots do we need to look at for maybe depth? Not really at running back. We got a starter and a backup that's pretty decent. Hopefully we'll be able to get Parker Washington, which will help depth at receiver. We need a backup tight end. That's what we need. We also need a backup left guard and a backup right guard. Yeah, okay. So I think we're going to be able to land Joel. But we do need a backup left guard. Shane Posey doesn't look too bad. Let's bring him in on a 1-year deal. All right. We need a backup tight end, at least one backup tight end. Let's go after Adam Troutman. He's a scheme fit guy. 2-year deal. Might convince him to sign. We need a backup right guard, right? Yes, we did. Yes, we do. Go get Ricky Stromberg. I think for depth, that's really all we need in terms of. We have 6 corners. Now that we've got Max Melton, he's now our 3rd best corner. Long snapper. If there are any even available. There are some available. Good. Well, I think Stoll actually made the Pro Bowl, so let's bring him in as a long snapper. 2-year deal, so that way he doesn't leave and we don't have to worry about replacing him. Let's do that. Okay. Let's go ahead and simulate, see if we landed the rest of the guys that we want. I think this might be it. I don't really know if I'm going to be active during the third wave. All right, so we got Joel. That's great. Got Myers. Got Washington, Melton, Troutman, Stromberg, Posey, Johnson, and we got Stoll. So it looks like we've got everybody that we targeted. No real big names out there except for maybe Joel Bitonio, the former Cleveland Brown. I mean, Jake Myers is kind of a big name when it comes to kickers in the league, but you know, no real, you know, blockbuster free agent acquisitions. But you know, getting Parker Washington, I think, is an okay move. What's his number actually? Is he 89 or is he 11? I don't think he's 89. Yeah, he's number 11. I don't think 11's available though. 11 is available. Cool. Troutman, you know, provides decent backup there. Only cure a penalty. I almost kind of want to, you know, get rid of Christensen, but he's only on here for 1 more year, so it's not too bad. Let's see. He's 75. Yeah. I mean, Bitonio's getting up there in age, you know, 13 years in the league. This very well could be his final year in the league, but it's not. I mean, we need a veteran presence there. He's also an 83, so he's the big free agent signing that we've acquired, so. I'm going to release this guy. All right. So Joel's got his number back. So our offensive line, 82, 80, 88, 83, and a 77. So the left tackle is our weakest part, but Emil Wagner just finished his rookie season, and he already progressed pretty decently. So I think the future's bright for him. So I kind of like the trajectory that he's on. I could sign another right edge rusher, but I think that'd be pretty much just like filler. Like I said, I like the fact that Derek Harmon and Benton are now up in the 80s. I'm glad I actually re-signed Benton after all. It provides us a little bit of depth there. And Capehart, like I said, is getting better too, so I'm okay with that. We do need to find a starting Sam linebacker, right? We really didn't find that. We found that last year, but in free agency, but he was a 68, and we really didn't find another guy to go along with him, so. It's Max Melton's number. 16? Okay. There we go. We just played with the Cardinals. So that's kind of accurate there. What's Jason Myers' number again? His Number 5. Well, that's might not be able to get any single digit other than 0. Looks weird on him. Oh, there are some. Well, let's give him 3. Sanchez, we've got a new long snapper. The team's looking a little bit better. Just wish the Metcalf was a little bit better. But then again, I think Lane is going to get better too. Got some depth with Washington along with Dotson, who we got. Dotson has a couple of good plays for me last year, if I'm being honest. There could be a receiver or, another skill position guy in the draft. So, I mean, we really didn't need to do – I really didn't feel like we need to go with a blockbuster move in free agency. I mean, getting Quentin Williams, we'd have just been, getting desperate for the money and all of that. I didn't really want to play that game. So let me actually go to team salaries here and see if maybe there's somebody I can restructure. Restructure Watt. Yep. Can't restructure Ramsey, though. Restructure Metcalf. This is $16.8 million. Okay, maybe we can make a. Well, we can't really do that because all of the really good free agents have already gone, so we really can't do anything. Well, maybe for the future, this will be helpful. Been wiser with spending money during this rebuild. Both can be restructured and save us some money there. I mean, obviously, Quentin Williams would have made a huge difference over Harmon, but I'm okay with Harmon and Benton being the guys for now for a couple more years. Just kind of let things play out. Going for those for the big catches. I just feel like I'm gonna keep losing money, and then I'm gonna be in salary cap hell like some other teams are in the league. Also, I feel like, that we have a pretty good roster, but, I still have some room to maybe, make some trades. And and obviously we got the quarterback situation right with Mendoza as the guy of the franchise. So that I definitely like the direction of how that's going. Let me actually check and see if maybe there's a veteran backup quarterback we can sign. Up to $42 million. Matt Jones is out there. Looks like he's the top quarterback available. The other guys are not very good. You know what? We'll bring in Matt Jones as a backup quarterback. Go the team-friendly deal for 2 years, so we have a veteran backup guaranteed for a little bit. Actually, you know what? I think that's too much to be paying a backup. None of these guys are really that great, so yeah, we'll just go with that. Maybe we'll draft a third guy in the draft. I'm okay with having 2 quarterbacks on the team right now going into the draft. Okay, so let's go ahead and get through the rest of free agency, and then we'll get ready for the draft. All right, so let's take a look and see what the mock drafts are predicting us to do. So we would have one of the lowest picks, though. We have the 30th pick, Ben Moore, center from Notre Dame. Well, I mean, Frazier's our starter, and he's a Pro Bowler. He's like 88 overall. I mean, for depth, I guess, but if Tyler Mercer slips, that might be a better move because right now at right guard, we really just have a plug-in guy with Joel, and we might need to look to draft somebody younger in case he retires because he's been in the league for 13 years, and we signed him for a couple of years. Who else is projected to maybe go? Ooh, Justin Williams though, Sam linebacker. If he slips, I think we got to take him. What about other maybe Sam linebackers that are projected to slip? None really. Dylan Stewart projected to go first overall to the Jets. Dylan Raiola of Nebraska projected to go to the Dolphins. Ryan Williams, Alabama. All right. If that Sam linebacker slips, I'm going to go grab him.
Welcome to the end.
All right, here we go. Okay, did he go already? Yeah, he did. Justin Williams, I see. All right. I mean, we could use some help at receiver, so I'm going to go BPA. I'm going to go with Cam Coleman of Auburn. All right, it's an A-. Second-round pick. Oh, yeah, all these guys are projected to be day 3 selections. That would be reaching so hard. Well, I do feel like that running back depth is not a bad idea, so let's go with Nate Frazier out of Georgia. I'm just going with BPA. So this is a good pick. It's a B. So our second-round pick, first 2 picks, we're getting some skill position guys. Getting younger there, so... Avery Johnson from Kansas State. Ooh. Well, you know what? We could use a backup quarterback. Let's get Avery. It's C- pick, though. Not surprised, but... 4th-round pick. The problem is, none of those linebackers are looking very good. So we might have to make a trade for a Sam linebacker before the season. I don't know if we can do that, but we'll see. Demetrius McLeod, I think, actually might be a good idea. He fits our scheme out of Ohio State. We need some edge rushing depth. It's a C+. It's not great, but not all bad. Yeah, none of these linebackers are really popping up at the top, so I'm just really assuming that none of them are very good. We don't really need another receiver, but we do need a tight end. We could use some more tight end depth, the third one. So let's go with Andrew Bush of Tulane. This might be a reach. Yeah, that's our first bad pick of the whole draft process, even going back to last year, because all of our picks last year we hit on. Bush is looking like a guy that could be a big-time reach, so that's unfortunate. You know, I'm going to go with this Brandon Leary guy from LSU. Maybe this guy, KJ Andrews. Well, we could always kick him over to right tackle. Let's go with Brandon Leary. He fits our scheme better out of LSU. And this is a bad pick, D. But there's just, I don't need another receiver. There's another edge rusher, Darnell Irving of Wake Forest. Use some more depth there. Oh, that's actually a C+. So this one's looking better than some of the last picks that we had. So nothing really too special, if I'm being brutally honest about this year's draft. There really weren't any linebackers that were rated very highly, so we went with Cam Coleman with our first-round pick. I don't think that was a bad selection. He was the best player available out of Auburn, deep threat receiver. And we could use some receiver depth. We really didn't find a receiver in free agency that I thought was worth it, other than Parker Washington, just for depth. So I think that'll help. And then we also have Nate Frazier, running back from Georgia, 76 overall. Avery Johnson getting some quarterback depth. And then we've got Demetrius McLeod, a edge rusher from Ohio State. We got Andrew Bush, tight end from Tulane. These were all kind of bad picks. Actually, except for Darnell Irving, I think actually he was a decent pick. 66 overall is not too bad for our 7th round selection. Let's go ahead and kind of adjust the roster here. I want to take a look. So Avery Johnson is now our second best quarterback, 69 overall. Very nice, granted. Let's give him 2. That's actually his college number at Kansas State, or was. So he's now our new backup quarterback. Pretty young quarterback now. We got Mendoza we drafted last year. We drafted Avery Johnson this year as a backup. So it's our quarterback room. Yeah, Nate Frazier. Let's see. He wears number 3. We could potentially give him that number, actually. Myers is wearing 3, but his normal number, I think, is 5, so we can give him a random number. Let's give him 1. He's a 76 coming in as our second round pick. So he's looking better than J.M. Miller already. So out of the two of them, it might be Frazier we look at to keep long term, potentially. Cam Coleman. Where's number 8? Well, 8's already being worn. Maybe you can give him, well, we can't give him 88. So we'll keep him wearing number 84. 79 overall, same overall as Washington. Might have found another, third option at receiver, really, when I look at it. Tight end, Andrew Bush. This is one of our bad picks. Is he even a real player? No, he's not a real player. Brandon Leary, I don't think he's real either, but let's see. Yeah, he's not a real player. But he does provide depth, so I'll take that. Let's see. Demetrius McLeod. No, he's not real. Okay. I think Darnell Irving's real, though. No, he's not. Okay. He sounded real. Leon becomes our backup, right, edge rusher. No, we didn't draft any defensive tackles. Yeah, that's it. All right. Before I end this video, though, let me take a look around the league and see if maybe I can try to make a trade for a Sam linebacker, because I feel like unlike most teams, I've been careful with my money and not really overpaid for players, so I might have money to be able to make trades. I mean, I don't know who I would want to trade, but we have $47.7 million in cap room. So I kind of want to see just like who's got like a decent Sam linebacker that we could trade for. Deontay Lawson, but I believe he's probably like a rookie or like a second-year guy. So Henry Toto, what a name. Ooh, the Lions have a couple of decent guys. Maybe we can try and make a trade for Derek Barnes. He's a scheme fit guy, so that would help us out. But they got minus like, I don't know if we could even pull this trade off. We'd have to probably do a pick in order to make it work, but I don't even know if that would work. So he's a 76. Let's try a fourth-round pick. Trade would put the other team over the salary cap accepted. Try making a different offer. Yeah, that probably won't work. Maybe the other guy, Malcolm Rodriguez. No, I mean they're still in the negative cap range. So that's another thing. These teams got to be not in salary cap hell. If we can find a team that is in that phase. The Ravens don't even have a Sam linebacker. Isaiah McDuffie doesn't look too bad. They don't have a whole lot of cap space, so. What was the other? No, not you. Oh, McDuffie. Texans, but we'd have to probably give them. Let's try a third. This probably won't work. Nope. Okay. What about a second? Still declined. All right. Well, let's see. We might have some players that. What about Christensen? Can get him off the books. Boom. Got a new Sam linebacker, Duffy. So that helps us out a lot. We got an 80 overall Isaiah McDuffie coming to us. Traded with the Texans to get him. So now we've got an 80, 82, and a 79 at linebacker. That is a massive, massive upgrade. Cost us a pick and actually really our best rated tackle. But honestly, I've been ready for Wagner to be the guy, to be the starter anyway. I think it's his time to make his move. He started a lot of games last year, and we did pretty well. So I think it's okay to do that. And we can actually restructure McDuffie after trading for him, so that'll help. So his number is 58 normally, like right now, with the Packers. And 58 is available. All right, so he's got his number back. He's also a scheme fit guy, so that really helps. So now we've really got, the linebacking cores are really looking good. Queen's back. Wilson is getting better. So, yeah, this team is looking pretty good. I think that was a smart trade. I think that's like the first real smart trade that I've done. And it wasn't just to, clear salary, clear space and all that. It was a smart trade to fill a need and get some help right before the season. So that really was a big help. All right. So that's going to do it for this video. Part 3 will probably be next week, and I will see you guys until then. Take care.